PokeRamble Podcast.
After last week's episode, we predicted the future. We've got a direct full of details for the Crown Tundra. With that, there's some news about the TCG and much, much more. Welcome to episode 18 of the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your host, Kumail, and I'm joined, as always, by the frontier brain himself, Amit. Hello, how's it going?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm alive, surprisingly.
Why is that a surprise?
Video games, traumatizing me.
Do you get to the end of the week and you just go, "Oh, I'm still here. This is cool."
Yeah. Oh, I didn't expect to reach that checkpoint, but yeah, no, it's cool.
Well, congratulations on making it to episode Pidgeot of the podcast.
Pidgeot's got some dope hair. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, Pidgeot is very cool.
So, talking of games, you've been playing one little game this week. What is that game?
I have finally started playing Let's Go Eevee, thanks to a very, very generous birthday present from you.
So how is it?
Do you know what? I didn't think it would look as stunning as it does, and I'm obviously basing that a little bit off, Gen 8 and kind of how the world felt there, because they're obviously on the same.
It's
console,
got a very distinct art style to it. Let's go.
I really like it. I really like, and obviously I've seen Kanto more times than I've seen any other region put together.
Yeah.
But it feels really nice, and like all the little details are really spot on. And it was even just like in Pallet Town, like the first person you speak to has the same line from the original game, and then you talk to him again, and it's an updated line that makes sense in the new time. Like it's all just it's really nice. I'm a big fan.
Oh, good. I'm happy to hear you're having a good time.
Yeah, Eevee's very cute.
Yeah, probably the more the more overpowered of the two sort of starter Pokemon you get in that game.
I didn't to be honest. And when you got my cousin to spy on me to work out which one I'd rather pick.
Yeah.
To be honest, it never really occurred to me that Eevee was particularly strong. I think for me it was more. I feel like I've played enough games with Pikachu and. Eevee's, it's a different experience. Like it would be fun in a different way. Yeah,
that's understandable. But hey, that's enough about Let's Go. But you're gonna have to give us some updates every week.
All right, good deal.
But we'll go into the first segment. This segment's called "What's Pokemon Going On?" So. First things first, the Longchamp event is currently ongoing for the next week or so. And you can see on screen, there's Pokemon that are cosplaying in Longchamp stuff. So you've got a Smoochum with a bow, you've got a Curlier with a top hat, Shinx with a top hat, and a Krogunk with a cap, backwards cap. Now, something to note with these Pokemon, Smoochum can be found in 7km, eggs, and field research, and has also got the possibility of being a shiny. Curlier can be found in raid battles, but there's no shiny available for it. Shinx can be found in raid battles, and shiny is available. And my friend, who's maybe done 200 Shinx raids, finally got his first shiny, and it's the Longchamp shiny, so he's quite delighted. And the last one is Krogunk, where you can get it in the wild, which is rare, or you can do snapshots. So if you take 3 snapshots, you can get 3 Krogunks. So yeah, pretty good. New shinies, Kricketot and Kricketune. There's a Longchamp bag in the store, and yeah, there's some field research, obviously, for Smoochum to find in the wild. So yeah, pretty cool event. I haven't got anything apart from the Krogunk.
French Krogunk looks awesome. I love that hat.
Is that what you're dubbing it?
Yeah, French Krogunk.
French Krogunk. Fair enough. Apart from that, Niantic actually came out and said they were changing the bonuses that they applied early on this year. So what they're doing now is hatch distance for eggs will return to normal. So at the moment, it was about half off to hatch an egg. And that's sort of to encourage people to, more like stay indoors, and it's not going to take as long as it usually does to hatch an egg. But they've decided to revert that back to normal. The increased effectiveness of instants will now only apply when walking. So instead of Pokemon appearing every 60 seconds, it will appear every 90 seconds unless you're walking, where it will apply every 60 seconds. Your buddy Pokemon will now bring you gifts when you've nearly run out, but this will only happen once a day, which kind of sucks for people who are not comfortable going out in this pandemic. And then you'll get a high chance of getting a gift when you spin a Pokestop. However, it's not guaranteed anymore. So yeah, another reason why it sucks for people that are not going out during the pandemic. And it kind of makes me wonder why Niantic are changing these bonuses whilst, there's no cure out there. Some countries are experiencing a second wave or getting close to a second wave. For example, in the UK, there's multiple sort of cities who are facing lockdown measures. And the R rate has gone above 1 again, so I just don't really understand what Niantic's game is here. I really, really do not understand what they're doing.
Yeah, it's strange because I was listening to you sort of talk through all of those changes that they're making, and lockdown certainly isn't for a lot of countries over, certainly not the one we're living in. But I think, I don't know, when do you pull the trigger to say normality is back? You have to do
when
it at
you
some
pull
point,
the trigger when normality is back is when there's a vaccine actually created for this pandemic virus.
Yeah.
That's when normality's back. Until then, we're all making really sacrifices, at the moment.
Yeah, the bit that's really strange is obviously Niantic have done so well over lockdown. It's not like their revenue has dropped at all. Like they've found some really clever and innovative ways to
Raid
get
passes,
more,
especially. Yeah,
more revenue. So it's a strange one.
Yeah, all we can see is maybe they'll take some feedback from the community and actually wake up to the error of their ways. But hey, best of luck to them, but it's not going to be changing how I play the game, not at all. But what will be changing is the fact that I will actively be playing from home from 6 to 7 p.m. local time on Tuesday, because the World Cup Pikachu is out and about. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting me a Pikachu with a fancy hat. So
nice.
There's another event, the autumn event, changing of seasons event from the 9th to the 12th. And this is where autumn form dealing will appear, and I think it's the first time dealing has appeared. I think the shiny will be available as well, and shiny Vulpix will also be available. So yeah, pretty cool but short event happening over the next weekend.
Yeah, I was when you were saying the autumn and changing of seasons event, my immediate thought went to Swordsbug, so that's really cool. Be nice to have a Pokemon that's sort of very I guess it's not really autumnal themed, but very sort of nature oriented. I like it.
Well, if you remember, sort of, I think it is. They do have different sort of looks depending on the season that you catch them in. For example, so yeah, it's one.
No, they do. They change form in your PC as well.
Oh, really? Also, they change along with the seasons.
Yeah. So in Gen 5, when seasons were like the whole big thing, Swordsbug would change form in your party, PC, whatever else.
Okay, that's pretty cool. The other thing to note is that Origin Form Giratina is going to be back in raids till the 23rd from the 9th. So again, that's Friday. And the Alolan Meowth research will start on Saturday. It's limited research where you can get all the types of Meowth, so get on that. Last things last, you can get a Victini in-game by completing the research, the feeling of victory. It's not that difficult, so complete it sooner rather than later, is all I've got to say. But that's it for Pokemon Go news, unless you've got anything?
Nope, just keep going on.
So you want to be a Pokemon Masters? We'll talk about things next week. I mean, little things to sort of mention is the new sort of event is going on that features Volkner and Flint. And he's going to be available to scout till the 15th. Hilda has now got... Hilda? No, not Hilda. Elisa, sorry. I'm thinking of Fire Emblem there. Elisa has got her Sync Grid sort of unlocked now as well. So we'll talk about Pokemon Masters a bit more next week and talk about the grids between Volkner and Elisa and whether or not you should pull for them. So hang fire for now. But that's
Did you hear that they fixed the stamina system in Pokemon Masters?
Is this going to annoy me?
They reduced the cost of doing the sync orb run by 10.
Yeah.
That's fixed it. No, stamina's fixed again. It's perfect.
It's fixed when it goes away forever. Until then, it's not fixed.
It's terrible.
But it did catch me off guard a couple of times, it being down to 10, because I was planning a lot of actions with stamina. So when it was like, oh, I've got a lot more energy than I expected to have, it was quite a nice, pleasant surprise.
It's like you have a third more energy every day. It's fantastic.
But yeah, we'll talk about Pokemon Masters next week, but I thought we would just update the peoples on that. Next section. This is the part where I welcome you to the Pokemon Cafe and ask your order.
1 Tapu Koko to Go-Go.
So, we got a couple events. First one is Hatterene is now in the game. And it looks cute, but it kind of looks how I expected it to look.
Yeah, it does. It looks... I mean, it's a cute Pokemon to begin with, right?
Yeah. So, not too much of a mind-blowing change, but hey, it's here.
It was interesting to see a second stage Pokemon. Like, they never get much of the spotlight. Like, it's either the basic Pokemon or the fully evolved form. So, nice that it's a little touch. Silver linings.
And the other thing is, you can now have a Torchic. But that's not a Torchic. That's just rice. But there's going to be new orders coming into the game soon. So just keep an eye out for that.
You can now have a Torchic. That's just rice.
Yeah. We'll move on before I say something else ridiculous. TCG sees as 1, 2, 3. So I've got some news for you.
You do?
On the screen are 3 Pokemon, right? You've got a Charizard, you've got a Snorlax, and you've got a Donphan. And all 3 of these Pokemon are promo cards for the Vivid Voltage set. And wow.
I actually really like those designs. Cool artwork.
Yeah, so for people who are listening, there's a Snorlax that's, coming down from the sky. So obviously it looks like it's using a body slam. It looks very happy. The sun's shining behind it. There's all these little rays, which I guess is a holographic foil actually. Charizard's bearing down on someone with his mouth open, so that's pretty cool. Behind it's got like a purpley skyish background. And Donphan is just rushing somewhere. So yeah, pretty cool cards. I'd probably still pick Charizard out of the 3 of them, but Snorlax is a close runner-up for me.
They've printed like 300 Charizard cards this year. Like just between the promos and the Vs and the VMAXs, and there's so many Charizard cards this year. But
to be fair, they all look pretty cool. So
still no Alakazam card. Shout out to episode 1.
Yeah. Apart from that, we've got news from Japan. The next set is going to be called the Single and Rapid Strike Master set. That's going to be in March. So yeah, I do need to quickly shout out PokeBeach for this news. They're the best resource when it comes to Pokemon TCG. And earlier, let me just mention this now, Pokemon Go news, I used LeakDuck as usual, and that was where the image came from. Same with this, PokeBeach. So yeah, cool news set, but I've got one more exciting piece of news for you.
Oh, go on.
Is that we can expect a Sword and Shield anniversary set to be revealed on February 19th, 2021.
Ooh.
Yeah, and this will be focused around Pokemon's 25th anniversary. So let's see what we get.
I tell you what we won't get.
What?
Another Charizard card.
I think you're in for a surprise, my good friend.
What? No.
And with that sarcasm, we'll move on. There's a tundra of things we need to talk about.
Yeah, there is.
Starting with this screenshot of like the Spheels being all happy with the trainer. Oh, it's basically the screenshot we saw from the trailer. I just like the screenshot a lot. It makes me really happy.
This picture.
Just look how happy they are,
Well, why wouldn't they be? We've got more DLC coming soon.
Yeah, exactly. So quickly, I think we should just recap what we saw in the video, because we got a video, I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday or Wednesday? One of those. But yeah, we got more news relating to Pokemon. We also found out when the release date is, which is the 22nd of October. But what we saw in the sort of trailer was a lot of the new environment. And we saw the 2 legendary Pokemon. So this was, I think it was Moltres and Zapdos fighting under the big tree that we've seen a few times in the trailers.
Yeah, it looks pretty pivotal to the story.
Yeah, which is quite interesting. We get to see Galarian Slowking. We see Articuno flying in the overworld, which I don't know whether or not it's a cutscene or if it's in-game. We see a legendary Dynamax adventure happening. We finally see the Galar Star tournament with various pairs, which we'll come into a bit later. All legendaries are confirmed to be back. Pokemon are seen to be following you around still, which is really good. Which is, one of the things that we hoped for. That was carry on from last week. That's good. And yeah, like I said, an October 22nd release date. So just let's start off here. October 22nd release date. How do we feel?
Excited. It's nice that it's going to drop before all the new consoles all come out. It's going to give us lots of time to play it and enjoy it and savor every minute of it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, good timing.
I did think that if it had come out during November, it would be buried under a mountain of games that are coming out, and the new consoles, like you said, are going to be taking up sort of mainstream consciousness, So dropping it just before then, a couple of weeks before then, is a really, really good idea. Really good idea, and I've managed to book some time off as well to play, so looking very much forward to it. But yeah, apart from that, let's talk about the first reveal from the trailer, which was Galarian Slowpoke. Slowking, sorry.
Yeah, it looks scary.
Excellent. That's how I imagine it talks.
Like Mr. Burns.
Okay, yeah, I'm a count. The count of Pokemon.
It's really creepy.
It is, but it looks cool. It's a cool design, I feel. The shell is
no,
very
it's like
unsettling.
It's like Shelder's taken over. I like it.
When Shelder takes over, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so it's a poison psychic type, and it's got a new ability called Curious Medicine. Now, do you know what this ability does?
I do not.
So, this ability, when the Pokemon enters the battlefield, all allies' stat changes are reset. So, essentially, if the opposing team has got an Incineroar, casting sort of Intimidate on your Pokemon, when Snorlax comes out, it gets rid of all the stat changes. So, yeah.
Slowking.
Slowking, yeah. So, Slowking does that. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be more for like doubles rather than singles. So, it might be something that a lot of players want to jump on.
Yeah, I mean, it only changes your allies' stats, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so definitely doubles oriented. I mean, really good alongside, Heat Rotom that will probably want to use Overheat. Pokemon like that, it will do very well against.
Yeah, drop a Draco, and you've got a Slowking coming back to give you another fully powered Draco.
Absolutely, yeah. Duraludon will love that.
So yeah, pretty cool is what I'd say. And it's also got its new attack called Eerie Spell. So this is a Psychic type special move in which the Pokemon attacks with tremendous psychic power. If hit, the opponent doesn't only take damage, it also loses 3 PP from the move it last used. So very interesting, that one.
Yeah, good against moves with, I think, 8 PP. So, your classic strength strong moves like Fire Blast, etc. Good way to whittle those away nice and quickly.
Yeah. As well, a good counter to Stall. By reducing like recovers, wishes, all that kind of stuff, protects. So yeah,
it's a really good partner to Duraludon around. I mean, the Gmax has got Gmax depletion that also drops PP, so there's a bit of synergy there.
Something you might have to test. Hey. But yeah, that's it for Galarian Slowking. I'm very much looking forward to seeing it in game. Is there anything you want to talk about it before I move on to the next bit?
Let's move on.
Next thing I want to talk about is these Dynamax adventures. So in the Crown Tundra, you can join up to 3 players to venture in these sort of Pokemon dens, right? And explore as you explore these caves in the area, you'll find paths blocked by various Pokemon that have Dynamax, right? And you can see up there, sort of there's shadows. It tells you what type they are and stuff like that. But what I didn't know is that rather than you utilizing your own Pokemon in Dynamax adventures, you use rental Pokemon?
Wow.
Yeah. So at the start of the journey, you can choose between 3 randomly selected Pokemon, and the other players will do the same. And players will take turns so you can coordinate better, essentially.
That is definitely gonna keep the difficulty challenge up there. Because otherwise you could bring, everyone brings the same Pokemon Eternatus, and you get away with just storming through it. That's going to make it a really interesting challenge.
Yeah, And what's really interesting is after you've captured a Pokemon from a Dynamax battle, one of the trainers amongst you lot will have the opportunity to use the Pokemon for the rest of the den. So that's
it's a really clever mechanic actually. It is like boss raids and boss battles.
So it's really going to make you want to think about what sort of path you're taking according to what sort of Pokemon your teammates have. So you're going to have to be very sort of, tactical about it.
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's definitely something that is going to encourage people to actively play online together. And I think with all the kind of issues that we've had with max raid dens and stuff, hopefully this is going to be a breath of fresh air to the online element of the game, because it really needed at least a new life.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool feature, and I think they've done really well with it. Obviously, saving my full opinion until I've actually tried it out, but from what they're sort of telling us, it's a great idea. And also, as you go through the Dynamax Adventure Den, you'll have the opportunity to select certain paths, like we said. These paths provide Pokemon of different types to fight before you get to the final Pokemon, which will be what?
It will be a legendary Pokemon.
Indeed, it will be. So
it's good that they're making you work for it. I'm glad that it's not as simple as just getting it.
Absolutely, and the kind of Pokemon that you can expect to sort of encounter are not only fully evolved Pokemon, but also like alone informed Pokemon as well. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, and I really like the fact that your health and your lives carry over from battle to battle, so you can't just kind of reset ready for the next challenge. You've got to plan your way through the whole adventure.
Yeah, but there is one bit where there isn't an end, and that's called endless mode. If you didn't know. So this is a special mode which will allow you and your team to go through dens with more and more max raid battles until you've lost one. So essentially it's like Battle Tower. You just keep going until you lose.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. All the legendary Pokemon are back. They've confirmed. And this seems like this is going to be the only way you can actually get them. So pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's good incentives for that, right?
Very, very good incentives, and as you can see on screen, there's a Giratina, or Giratina, however you like to say it. But hey, that's it for the Den talk. Next thing I want to talk about is Pikachus. Pikachu here, Pikachu there, Pikachu everywhere. There's Pikachus. Up to 8 Pikachus are going to be coming into Sword and Shield. You'll be able to get them through codes every week, and they'll expire on November 30th, so you've got plenty of time to get it. The first sort of Pikachu was the original Cat Pikachu, and you can get that via code PikachuGet, but instead of an I, it's a 1. And you can also get another Pikachu with I choose you, but instead of the O's, it's zeros, and instead of, again, I, is the 1. And we've just got a recent one, which is the Hoenn Cat Pikachu with the code Pika Advance, so it's P1KA, and then Advance. So yeah, get your capped Pikachu on. Nothing? Absolutely nothing?
I'm just taking it in. I thought you were still going. It's cool. I'm really excited that we get them all again, because they were really popular in Gen 7 and they were really funny. And I'm looking forward to getting a chance to get them again.
And interestingly, they're the same as their counterparts from Gen 7, except for save a couple of differences. Well, one difference I can think of off the top of my head. So they're still hardy nature, as it was in the sort of Gen 7 Collectathon. But this time, Pikachu's got Electro Web.
Yeah. So shout out to Ash's Pikachu that can use Electro Web in the anime.
Yeah.
But I guess no special Z move.
No. Well, why would they? We need to forget about all the whole Z move thing.
That's true.
But yeah, I'm really happy. I've claimed a few already. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting more.
I'm really excited because I really liked them in Gen 4 and it was really fun to use them in battle. So I'm looking forward to...
Oh yeah, and these can Dynamax with the caps on. So yeah, look forward to that. So, next thing is Pokemon Go integration with Pokemon Home has been confirmed to be coming by the end of this year. Now, there is some caveats to talk about, and that's that you can bring Pokemon from Go to Pokemon Home. Obviously, you can't bring them backwards. So if you send your Pokemon to Pokemon Home, you can't put it back in Go. It's gone. at that point because they have to convert the Pokemon. Sorry?
Yeah, no, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, but the sort of controversy that came around this was that the fact that you would have to pay to bring your Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home. Now, since then, it's confirmed that no, you don't have to pay coins, which is like the Pokemon Go in-game currency, to bring them over to Pokemon Home. There'll be a cooldown, so when you move a Pokemon over, we don't know how many Pokemon. We haven't got the specifics of it, but all we know is that when you move a Pokemon over to Pokemon Home from Pokemon Go, there'll be a cooldown period before you can transfer another one or another few. We don't know yet, as I said. There is a way.
It's just a thing to keep the servers, relatively stable during the busiest period, which will be around launch. I wonder as things quieten down as we move forward, whether that restriction will go.
We'll see, but I don't think that's the case because there is a way of cooling down. Well, not cooling down. Hastening up the cooling down period, and that's by paying with coins in Pokemon Go. So it's just another tactic to squeeze money out of the player. But I will say, after speaking to a few people, someone did raise the point that they need to protect the sort of not currency, but the economy of Pokemon Go. Because if you can just move your Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, you're freeing up box space in your Pokemon Go game, and therefore you don't need to buy more box space because you can just transfer them into Pokemon Home. Which I thought was a valid sort of argument as well. And I think the other thing is they want to make sure people are still trading with each other in real life as well with Pokemon.
Well, the Go to Home is one way, though, isn't it? Is the Go to Home transfer one way?
Yeah, it is.
So I guess that's an incentive. Like if you ever wanted to use them in Go for the leagues, or if you wanted to have your collection all nice and neat in one game, that's the downside, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, I've mellowed down now, knowing that it's just a cooldown. But I want to know more specifics about how many Pokemon can transfer at one time and whatnot. Because if it's like
I
one
wonder
at
if
a
they're
time,
still working. I wonder if they're still working on some of those things.
I believe so, because they haven't even given a specific date. They said just by the end of the year, so they must be close to figuring it all out. But yeah, if it's one at a time and then there's a 24-hour cooling period, I'm not going to be very happy, especially when they're going to be charging you to transfer more Pokemon over after during the cooling period. So yeah, we'll see. I think probably my favorite part of the Direct, the Galar Star Tournament.
Yeah, you've been really excited for this.
Yes, and it answered maybe some of our questions, which is that we're not going to be seeing old faces back from different generations. It's very much going to be focused on the Galarian characters we've come to know and love. And we saw various pairs. So we saw like Hop and Leon on a team. We saw Bede and Alistair in a team as well. We saw Marnie and Piers together. We saw Bede teaming up with the trainer. So yeah, it looks like you're going to be facing against different gym leaders, and you'll be able to sort of choose your gym leaders. And we've seen the DLC characters also get involved. So yeah, this is very much a culmination of the characters of Galar coming together for this 2v2 tournament that's seemingly run by Leon, because he says welcome to this tournament. So yeah, it looks very, very good, and I'm very excited for it.
I like that they're bringing together characters who've got good, I guess, stories to go with them, and apparently there's a big part about you'll discover new interactions between these trainers as well.
Oh, that's amazing! I love.
So maybe we'll learn more background about the trainers, or connections we weren't even aware of. I'm looking forward to it.
Because I think one of the strongest points of Pokemon Sword and Shield is probably the characters. The characters are what really attract me to the game. We've got so many cool, new, interesting characters. And especially we're getting to know them more in sort of new media like the anime and stuff like that. It's just a real pleasure to be able to have more moments with them. So yeah, very happy about this. Very, very happy about this.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Apart from that, I've got some more news for you. There's a new item. And this item is called the Ability Patch. So these are hard to come by, but they're worth their effort. So if you use one of these on a Pokemon, the ability will change the Pokemon's hidden ability. Now, why is that significant, Amit?
Because two things. One is that sometimes getting hold of Pokemon with hidden abilities is incredibly difficult, but also some just straight up aren't available. So this is, it's a huge door opener. It's going to make it a lot easier, and also means that they've basically finally unlocked the ability for any Pokemon, no matter where you catch it from, to be 100% modified, I suppose, to be viable for a competitive battle. So any shinies you've got hanging around, you can use an ability patch and make it exactly what you need it to be in order to use it in a competitive game.
Yeah, this is particularly exciting for me because when I'm breeding, for example, there's a lot of mechanics that go into breeding, and one of them is sort of the percentage or chance of a Pokemon inheriting a certain ability. And so you can hatch a shiny Pokemon and be like, yeah, I got the shiny Pokemon. And like some Pokemon are just better with their sort of hidden abilities. So if you don't hatch it with a hidden ability, you can't use ability capsule to change it to a hidden ability. You can only get the hidden ability if it's born with it. So this is a brand new way of, modifying your Pokemon and getting the sort of abilities you want, or being able to control it a lot better than previously.
Yeah, I've got a Silver Ninetales waiting for exactly that.
Yeah, so happy days, eh?
Yeah, very much so.
They say it's going to be hard to come by. Do you think it's got to do with the tournament? Like it's one of the rewards you get for the 2v2 tournament? Or
I'm wondering if it's either the tournament or if it's going to drop from completing the legendary raids.
Oh, that's a very good shout. I like that. I like that very much. And so the last thing I actually want to talk about is the last thing we saw during the sort of presentation was there was a new music video from Bump of Chicken, and it was titled Gotcha. So this was an animation done by Studio Bones, and it was amazing. There were so many little references.
It was so unexpected.
Yeah. It was incredible. And what I want to do is sort of take a few screenshots and just talk about them next week. So yeah, everyone go watch that music video. It's called Gotcha, and it's by Bump of Chicken. And yeah, have a watch, and we'll discuss it next week. But wow, it was immaculate, and Studio Bones are one of those studios that consistently are just top tier when it comes to animating things. So yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah, the quality of that animation was phenomenal. Go watch it. We won't spoil it, but it was absolutely phenomenal.
And here we are. Sorry. Before I move on, was there anything about the trailers you wanted to talk about? I mean, obviously we've seen the Galarian birds a few times. We did see the new legendary once. But yeah, we saw the Reggies, for example, but they didn't give us too much. They didn't give away too much. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to jumping in. And I think this is going to be, a brilliant expansion.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's kind of full of, it sounds like it's going to be really full of content, which I think exactly what we needed. And I think I'm my what would you say? My speculation is that tree is going to become really important to the story.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong, especially when Calyx's head looks like the tree. So
that's exactly what was my next comment. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm interested to see where it leads.
Yeah, I mean, those birds wouldn't be fighting over a tree for no reason, right?
Nope.
No. But yeah, on to the next section. It's the podcast form. It's a podcast form. It's a podcast form. News roundup. So yeah.
You got to keep that going every week now.
That was spontaneous, dude.
You're committed. You got to do that every week.
I got some Sword and Shield news for you, buddy.
Go for it.
And that's that promoted raids are as follows: Dark and Ghost types now. So you got Drifblim, Duskull, Dusknoir, Dino, Zweilous, Hydreigon, Morpeko, Haunter, Gengar, Gigantamax Gengar, Impidimp, Morgrem, Grimmsnarl, and Gigantamax Grimmsnarl, all appearing in Sword and Shield raids for this month.
Get spooky for Halloween.
Oh, I didn't put two and two together.
Everything is like Dark type, Ghost type across all Pokemon content at the moment.
Where's the Pumpkaboo? So yeah. Pretty good. Do you have any other Sword and Shield news for me?
No, not at the moment, I don't think. You can go and pick up your... Actually, no, I do have Sword and Shield news. One, you can go and pick up your rewards from the qualifiers for the VGC Players Cup 2, if you haven't done so already. But really exciting is they've announced the next big tournament, which will be taking place mid-October, and that's going to allow you to use legendary Pokemon.
Excellent.
Yeah, in preparation for Series 7 of VGC, which again may be letting you use legendary Pokemon.
So I assume it's going to be rife with Urshifu and whatnot.
Well, Urshifu actually doesn't count as a legendary Pokemon, and you're only allowed one in your team.
Okay.
So Urshifu, I think, gets a free pass, and then you're looking across the lines of the Mewtwo's and the I guess the that caliber of Rayquaza, but they can't Mega Evolve, so maybe not. But expect the likes of Mewtwo to be prominent, Kyogre, Groudon, the usual suspects.
Oh yeah, I forgot what the end of Gen 6 was like. It was even in Gen 7, wasn't it? Like Kyogre
It was the
and
end of Gen 7. Yeah, I expect to see a lot of that coming back, especially with Kyogre and Groudon. They are, now without Rayquaza, pretty hard to check.
Hell. So yeah, I've got a really cool news story for you. Well, it's not even a news story, but hey, look at these plushes. So there's 4 plushes on screen. You got Toxel, you got Ice Cube with the no ice face, you got Greedent, and you've got Phalanx. And I really want that Phalanx.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew as soon as you put it on screen, I was like, he's going to want the Phalanx.
Yeah, because it's my favorite fighting type now of all time. So look at it. Look at it. It's just there, walking about. What's
nice.
up? Yeah, I think 2 Pokemon from this generation made it into my all-time favorite Pokemon by type list. And that was obviously Poltergeist, because it's basically a teapot, and I love tea.
You do. You love tea.
And Phalanx is just brilliant, dude. It's a brilliant Pokemon. I mean, look at it. It's just marching, doing its own thing. It'll die for its region. So yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
There we go.
Where the Helioptile does Pokemon sleep?
Okay, so I made a promise on the last podcast, right?
Can I redo that? Sorry.
You can redo it.
Okay, because I got it the wrong way around. Hang on. Where the Helioptile does Pokemon sleep?
So look, I made a promise on the last podcast, and I said I would reach out to Fennel, and I would get into the dream world, and I would go hunting for Pokemon sleeping in the dream world.
Mm-hmm.
So I rocked up, and I tried to get into the dream world, and guess what happened?
What happened?
The dream world's been shut down. There is no more dream world.
Do you think they're in the process of transferring that to Pokemon Sleep?
Do we think that's what it's going to be? Ooh, now that's a good theory. So
Mm.
maybe they've closed the dream world down for maintenance, and then when you Pokemon Sleep, you can go to Pokemon Dream World.
And do you think... I forgot her name. Oh, no.
Fennel?
That's the one. Yeah. Do you think she's going to be the mascot of Pokemon Sleep?
I hope so, because of all the kind of... She was the mascot of Pokemon Dream World, and, there's a whole dream thing. I really do hope it comes to pass.
Well, fingers crossed. Maybe Pokemon Sleep is coming soon, and we're just waiting on maintenance from Pokemon Dream World.
Yeah. Can't believe I hit another dead end.
To be...
It's like the Pokemon Company trying to hide this information from us.
It's to be determined. To be determined. But it's time for the next section. Unknown fact of the week. What have you got for me this week?
Yeah, so continuing on from Professor Fennel, unknown fact of the week this week is all about Munna. So it turns out that the concept for Munna was what? Sorry,
Munabai. Sorry.
Put me off my flow. I had it all down. No, it turns out that the concept for Munna was actually teased all the way back in Generation 1. And there's a trainer who talks to you as you come out of Dark Tunnel, who says, the Pokemon here are so chunky. There should be a pink one with a floral pattern. And if you fast forward to Generation 5, there you have Munna, nice and chunky, pink with a floral pattern. So it may be that the concept for Munna, who was sort of all the way back in Generation 1 and seeded there right in the game.
Mother of God.
I would love to have a look at the cutting room floor in like the Pokemon Company and Game Freak and just see what discarded ideas they had and how they eventually either come to pass or don't. Like, we found out that Pinsir's evolution became Mega Pinsir and, just so many cool things. I'm really, really excited to see what else comes out from the leaks and things like that, much as, the ethics can be talked about otherwise. But it's so exciting to see this stuff. It's really, really fun.
Yeah, it's always nice when they bring or foreshadow something, even if it was a happy accident. It's a great one nonetheless. And actually, as I end unknown fact of the week, I, ladies and gentlemen, have made a boo-boo. I'll play the section thing again. I forgot to say that. So with Pokemon Go, when you interact Pokemon Go with Pokemon Let's Go, you get something called the Mystery Box. And this Mystery Box will allow you to catch Meltans every week from this sort of Mystery Box, up to 20, essentially, in-game. And now with Go to Pokemon Home integration, this will also allow you to get one of these mystery boxes. So you no longer have to keep booting up Let's Go. You can utilize the Pokemon Home feature to get this mystery box. So just to let you know, Amit, you can get Meltans once a week from these mystery boxes. But the Pokemon Company also confirmed that you can actually get yourself a shiny Meltan if you're lucky in Pokemon Go. Now, previously, this was only for certain periods. So they used to say, okay, for the next month, you've got a small chance of getting a shiny Meltan from your mystery box. But now it looks like it's going to be a permanent feature once Go to Home integrations put together. So yeah, it'll be something much sought after and sort of motivating people to keep opening boxes every week like they used to. And the other thing to say is, once you do use Pokemon Go to Home integration for the first time, you'll be able to receive a G-Max Melmetal as a gift. So yeah,
it was crazy to me that you
cool.
You can't just feed a Melmetal G-Max soup, whatever it's called.
Yeah, I didn't know that was a thing, but maybe that's because they haven't just released the G-Max just yet. So maybe
I wonder if that. Well, yeah, I wonder if it'll change. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Do you know what its G-Max move is?
It's G-Max Meltdown.
Yeah, and do you remember what he does?
I have no recollection.
So from my memory, essentially, I've got it here actually. So G-Max Meltdown afflicts damage and subjects the target to torment. So essentially, it can't use the same move twice in a row. The opposing Pokemon, that is. Yeah. So yeah, that's the G-Max sort of move. But yeah, that's how you're going to be obtaining G-Max Melmetal. But hey, no more blunders, because I think I've got everything else covered. So yeah, that's us for another week, I guess.
Yeah, good roundup.
We got 3 weeks left, if that.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait for the DLC.
Oh, dude, I'm so ready. I'm going to probably do some wonder trading at some point. So yeah, I've been Kumail. As usual, you can find me on twitch.tv/KumailH, where we record this podcast every week on a Sunday, 7:30 British Summer Time, at 2:30 Eastern Time, 11:30 AM Pacific Time. You can find me also at Simply Sassy Vids. That's simplysassyvids.com. And yeah, that's enough plugging from me. Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, don't forget, in 3 weeks' time, British Summer Time actually ends, so we will be moving to 7:30 Universal Time, or GMT. So just advance notice of that, and then don't forget to catch us.
1 hour more sleep. 1 hour more sleep.
Yeah, and don't forget to catch us on YouTube or Spotify if you can't catch us on the podcast live. So search PokeRamble Podcast, or go and bug Kumail on Twitter at KumailH.
Yep. I know how you people like to bug me. I always like talking to peoples. But till next time, gotta catch them all. Come on. Alright, I'm ending it.